Hello and welcome back to my channel. My name is Daria and this is Joyful Zebra, a place to talk about how to live a joyful life despite your chronic illness. I myself have a connective tissue disorder that was only diagnosed this year after having 3 joints fail on me. I've had 3 total joint replacements in 4 years and it has been a journey. So now this is my quest to help others live the most joyful life they can. Today we're going to be talking about making very healthy drinks. They are hot drinks, they are anti-inflammatory drinks, and one of them even has some alcohol. So stick around and join me today as we make some amazing things in the kitchen. So let's take a quick second to talk about some of the health benefits of the ingredients we're using. So let's talk about lemon first, one of my favorite citrus fruits. Now, if you can, try to make sure you have organic. The reason for that is it doesn't have as many pesticides, so it's a little bit safer. If not, just make sure you wash it super well. This is a staple for detox. Anybody who is detoxing will tell you hot lemon water is the best for the liver. It really just helps clear everything out. So super important, really great for you. Helps with nausea as well. Vitamin C, it's packed with vitamin C, so many health benefits. I could go on for days. I'm also going to be using ginger. Now, as you can see, it's not that much. I just use a touch of ginger. I grate it with a cheese grater. And, I like a lot of ginger, but I would suggest as you start out, just use a little bit because it can be a little spicy. You want to use a little bit and then kind of increase as you go. But ginger is amazing. It is, please use fresh ginger. I can't stress that enough. Use fresh ginger, grate it. It takes a little bit of time, but it is going to be worth your while. It is amazing for nausea. Having a connective tissue disorder, I often struggle with a lot of nausea, a lot of bloating. And so fresh ginger is awesome. Morning sickness, I'm well beyond the years of morning sickness, but if you struggle with morning sickness, this is going to help you out a lot. Amazing stuff. It can also help with inflammation, which is part of osteoporosis. So I obviously have that. I have osteoporosis, I have osteoarthritis, and it will help with the inflammation. Honey is an amazing thing. It's so good to just soothe and coat the throat. It also helps with nausea. So a little bit of honey in this water will be amazing. So really your main ingredients are honey, ginger, a titch. I don't know what a titch is. My mother always used to say that. A titch of ginger and some lemon, hot water, stir it up and drink it. Now what I do is I will keep it in a sealed jar. And as you can see, I was at the dollar store earlier, so I got this. So I'm going to make it in here. I'm going to put the lid on it and store it in the fridge for a couple of days. It won't last that long because everybody loves this. I also got a little label. Is that not the cutest thing ever? It says handmade with love. So I'm going to send this back with my youngest child who's going back to university in the new year, and I'll send that with her. So when she gets a bit of a tickle or a sore throat, she's got that. She can pull it out and she can think of mom. I was at dinner just yesterday and I actually had this incredible coughing fit, and I felt horrible because I don't know about you, but when you cough nowadays, you feel like you're spreading, whatever to everybody, and everybody looks at you with daggers. So I could have really used this tea yesterday. So I'm making it, I'm keeping it here, and I'm going to keep it all through the winter because it is absolutely fantastic for you. So as I said, we've got our ginger. So we've got our honey. So I'm going to put our honey in here right now. Let me just grab this. And it's really not that much. It's about I would say it's about a tablespoon and a bit. It really just depends how sweet you like your hot drinks, teas and coffees. I tend to like a bit more sweetness to it. I fully admit I have a sweet tooth, so the healthier you sort of make the sweet, I wouldn't use sugar on this. You really want to keep it as natural as you possibly can. So for me, honey is the way to go. I'm going to add in some ginger. And again, it's a titch. I don't know what a titch is. It's just a little bit. You eyeball it. You decide. Everybody's tastes are so different, but this will work for me and for my family. So I'm going to put that in there. It's going to be stubborn, but let's stir it up. So I like to give it a nice little stir. stir it up. You can see, oh, it smells glorious. Smells glorious. All right, in a second, I'm gonna cut my lemon. Put a little bit of lemon juice in. You really don't need too much. You can add more lemon into your hot water as you go. So I just cut up a few pieces of lemon here, put a little garnish on the side. You don't have to put the lemon in. That is definitely optional, but it definitely tastes better. I have a little side here, which I'll sprinkle the juice on. So I have hot water now. It has been boiled for a little bit. So it's not completely at boiling. Make it just under boiling. You don't need it completely boiling. So I'm gonna go grab that right now. Using a kettle, I'm going to pour my hot water in. And you would do just as much as you would for any drink you want. Because really, that ginger and lemon concoction and honey concoction is really just flavoring. So again, it's in here. So I could add maybe like I would add a tablespoon or teaspoon, a teaspoon. If you like it super sweet, maybe a little bit more. So I do tend to like mine super sweet. So I'm gonna add just, again, I'm gonna use my mother's word. Here's my mother's word, are you ready? Titch. I'm gonna use a titch more, okay? And you're gonna stir it nice and gently in there. And we've got all these amazing health benefits in one amazing drink. And I'm gonna try it. Ready? Oh, it smells heavenly. And again, you can adjust it. So if you like it sweeter, add more honey. If you don't like the kind of sharp taste to it, less ginger. If you're struggling with your stomach, you know, more ginger. So you decide, you get to decide. It's amazing. Here we go. Now I'm a teacher. And I, for many years, have taught kindergarten. And let me tell you something, when you teach kindergarten, those children use you like a Kleenex. And so you struggle. I mean, I remember the first year teaching, every Friday I would get a sore throat. Every Friday I would get a stuffy nose. And a couple of years after I had started teaching, this wonderful lady came in as a supply and she taught us how to make this little concoction and how good it is for your immune system. So honestly, when you just start to feel a little bit of that scratchy throat that we all know that feeling, that dreaded feeling of that scratchy throat, make this, start sipping on it. You will not be disappointed. So that is my honey, lemon, and ginger, I guess ginger water. It is lovely. Always heard about it, but never had it. So in a hot toddy, we are going to have some whiskey. This is actually Irish whiskey, and it's from 1608. Well, I mean, the company was invented in 1608, so hopefully these guys know what they're doing. Cheers. We also have some honey. Dogs are coming to see what I'm doing. Honey, and again, lemon. So the same anti-inflammatory properties that we saw in the last video, we have in our hot toddy. The only addition is that of the scotch. Stick around, here we go. All right, so unfortunately we had a little technical issue, but we're starting the hot toddy right now. I have 2 cups of water in a pan, in a pot. I also put about a tablespoon of honey in, 3 or 4 of your lemon rinds here, along, and just stir it up. Again, we don't want to cook it too much. You don't want to burn it. You just want to heat it up more than anything. Now, to the glass, I'm not going to add it to the pan because you don't want to heat the alcohol. I am going to add about 2 shot glasses full of the scotch that we have. You can add whatever you want. There's some great Canadian scotches out there. We happen to get an Irish scotch. Like I said, the company's been in business since 1608. It is the oldest distillery ever. I'm trying very hard to pour with my bad arm. Be patient with me. So again, I'm gonna put about 1 ounce in there. Again, I'm making this for 2. So I put 1 ounce and then 1 ounce in the other cup. You really don't need that much. You can add as much as you want, really. There's no hard and fast rules. That's what I love about cooking and making things in the kitchen. You get to control your ingredients. When you go other places, they control your ingredients, but here you're gonna control your ingredients. So that is amazing. So once that is done, I will pour it in there. I'm also going to add just a little bit, because I'm Canadian, I'm going to add just a little bit of maple syrup. This is organic maple syrup, 100% pure. It's going to add a little bit of sweetness. I love it. I have to admit, I absolutely love. You can use another type of syrup if you're not particularly fond of maple syrup, but it just adds a beautiful Canadian flavor to it. Again, we're just going to eyeball it. We're not going to measure. And a titch. Remember what I said? My mother said a titch. That was a titch. All right, so then we have our titch of maple syrup. I love anything with maple. I just finished eating something shortbread and I think it had maple in it, and I'm telling you, I'm trying to control myself, but if there's maple in the mix, Daria has no control. So here we go. I am now going to wait just a few seconds, and we're going to come back when this is a little bit more heated up, and we will taste our hot toddy. All right, so it's not quite at a boil, but it's certainly quite warm. So I'm going to take my ladle and very carefully, I'm going to pour in the hot water. Again, take as much of the lemon as you want. If you don't like as much lemon, you get to control it. All right, if you like a little bit more scotch, you certainly get to control it, or whiskey, you get to control it. We are going to stir that up. Ooh, and we are going to try our hot toddy. Now that is the way you cure a cold. This, again, a little extra medicine with the whiskey in it, but wow, it is lovely. Again, if you like it a little sweeter, add a bit more of the maple syrup, add a bit more of the honey, the lemon, all of it. It is fantastic. It is great for your inflammation, and I'm telling you, on these cold winter days, sitting by the fire in your PJs, like me, I got my new PJs on with the mugs, it's just super relaxing. There's nothing better. Cheers to staying warm. Thanks for joining me, and we'll see you again next time. Be joyful.